Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome to today's class. How is your week going? How are you all doing? One person. I like feedback. So one person, tell me how your week is going. Okay. Bernard, unmute.
Yeah, my week's a bit stressful, a little bit, but nevertheless, I'm thanking God.
You've not seen stress. So we are just starting.
It's okay.
For
All
4 months,
right,
you'll be stressed.
yeah.
The aim is not even to allow you sleep at night. The aim is to make you, when you are sleeping in the night, you just see one design inspiration, you get up, put on your laptop. So expect more of it.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so let me say I've used this own to assume everybody's having a stressful week. Normally we're in Nigeria. Anyways, let's continue, or let's start today's class. Today's class, we are taking another approach. So I've seen the design. So if you know that you've not sent your design, so this is an opportunity, your Figma link, this is an opportunity. You can send it to me. Send it to me now on Slack. Don't flood the intermediate group chat again. Just send it to me on Slack so that we're going to be reviewing the assignment. I'm going to be opening it one after the other. So we'll review it. Let me see how many persons you have on call. Let me call someone to be my assistant. Okay, Dami, yeah. Dami, you'll be my assistant for this. So we'll be reviewing it together. Yes. So just expect me to call you at any point to tell me your view. Let me choose a lady. This one, that all the ladies, they are not talking. What am I going to choose? Ugochi.
Okay. All right.
So we'll be doing this together.
Yeah, sure.
So okay. So let me see the name of this person that submitted this. This is even Ugochi's page. Okay, good. All right, so this design is actually very good. It's fine, but I have few corrections to make. First, your button from the class, I told you we're designing a creative industry page. Now this button is too formal. There's no corner radius to make it look more friendly. Then I have another correction for your nav bar. They are all, which word am I supposed to use? Okay, for your nav bar, we cannot differentiate. Let's say, yes, I want to differentiate the tab I am in presently. Home, about us, blog, pricing, they are all the same color, and it's like they are all highlighted at the same time, like we are in all at the same time. So next time when you're designing, try to consider that. So you can do it like you can change this own color to maybe your other color, this blue you have here, then make the other one, reduce the transparency of the other ones to like 70 or 80, so that they won't be fighting for attention at the same time. Then your spacing, the spacing between your home, about us, blog, they look the same. But when you move to where your pricing and bottom is, the spacing, they're not the same. So when next you're designing, try to put that into consideration. But I love this illustration. It's very fine. But okay, so there's something I'm going to teach in the next class, which is about pictures. Aside from pictures, you need to know the message you're trying to pass. Okay, this is it a plane, or I don't know what to call it. Oh, spaceship. Okay, so I can see your head in it to boost your creativity. So it's just like you shooting creativity into space. Okay, so it's the language, it's looking the same, like it's looking very well. Then still this is your button. And for there are different shades of blue. This button and this button. I needed a Figma link so that I would be able to check the spacing between these two. So it's okay, so the spacing is the same. So for Ugochi, you have to do this and try to put those other ones into consideration. And you're good. But I love your design concept. Ah, I can see another one. There's no way I would not say another one. Okay, so the spacing, when I design, there's something I normally do at every point. I'm always with my alignment button or my alignment tab. I go towards that place. So what I do is I'll group these three elements. They boost your creativity, we as an organization and contractors. Then I'll make sure as I centralize it at the middle so that the space you have here and the space you have here should be equal. Even if it's not equal, someone cannot be able to trace the difference between them. So with it, we have enough white space from where you have your logo down to boost enough. But when we come down here, we don't have much. So that's all I have to say for this design. So my class captain, Dami, so what else did you notice? So you're talking on behalf of the class, yeah.
That's actually you said there was too much space between the nav bar and the image and the other ones. There are too much space. That's what I see actually.
Okay, so the next person will go to, you have to, this is your design, but you have to tell me the error you are seeing as we're all viewing it. She's not saying anything again. Okay. All right, so we are done with Uguchi. Let me open the next message I'm seeing here. Okay, the next person is Peter's design. So it's opening. Okay, so this is Peter's design. Let me play it so that see the.
Okay, so sorry, but I think you're sharing your Slack, not the Figma board. So.
Oh, is the Figma board not showing?
Not yet. So I think maybe you should just use the image directly. I don't know, except you need the Figma board.
All right, let me try to use the image directly.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see the board now.
Okay. So first off, okay, so you used 8-point grid for between where you can see, you can use your creativity and this, but you did not use the same for your button. And okay, so rules are meant to be created and we can still break rules. Now, if you notice that you're using 8 and they are looking we need white space and it's very close, you can change it to 16. Nobody is restricting that you must use 8. Now you have plenty text for your creativity is a core part, and this one, it's looking like there's no breathing space between them. So if I am to do this design, I would move this, make it 16, so that at least I can see space. And okay, you use medium text. So when trying to match text together, it's advisable that you use bold and regular. So medium and bold, they are competing for the same thing. Now, when designing, something is supposed to catch your eyes first. So yes, this you can use up your creativity, is catching my eye. At the same time, creativity is a core part, it's also dragging my attention. Yeah. It's also dragging for my attention. Then your border, your button, radius 5 pixel, radius 5 pixel. Okay, they are the same. 24. Okay, the spaces are the same. So this is good. Your spaces are the same. Another thing, now if you these elements, they're supposed to be together, they're supposed to be a family. Putting log in here is a different one. So if I'm doing this, what I'll do is I'll have to group this and make them a family. Okay, I can't group it. I make them a family. So now once I group them, my alignment now would be working with these three. So it will be three, this family and this, so that I can have equal spacing between these from where we have the contact us to the login and creative to your picture choice, the picture's choice. You're passing a message of creativity and you're showing us a hand that is dirty or a hand that is burnt. So the picture you use when designing has a lot to talk about your design. So looking at this design, it's looking like someone that is looking for help, that is crying for help. So you can take that into consideration. So that means.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What error can you see that I did not see?
I wish he has I don't know, from my hand though, I feel the action button for red the action button for the ready should have a little bit of corner radius. I don't know. I feel so.
Yeah, it already has corner radius, but talking about the button, you brought my attention to something. So this is the button. There's no consistency between your button. This is the button text for login, which is 24. And when I get to ready, you're using 32. So let me just assume you did not use style guide for this, but even at that, when you're designing, there's what we call consistency. Your button text should not change for any reason. If you're using 16, use 16 or 3. If you're using 24, use 24 or 3. So that this now is going to confuse the developer. Imagine setting a button with 24 and is coming down here and is seeing another size. That's like a whole lot of stress for him. And then your button, the sizes are not equal. The top is 17, the down is 16. So it should be 16, 16 or 18, 18. So that's all I have for this design, but nice design. I love your use of your transparency here. Oh, okay, so let's move to the next design I can see here. Dev. Okay, so can we see creative file? Can we all see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So the picture you used, your overlay, you should work on it more. It's looking too crowded, and you can as well change your picture. You can use any other picture or change the color. Then for your visitors, your navbar, the text, they are too big. They are all bold. They are all in bold text and very big. This whole section is dragging for attention with this whole section. Then your font, this is not in the center. This lorem ipsum, it's not in the center. So try to use your alignment buttons to align this part. Then, okay. Then your spacing. The spacing between we bring your ideas to reality, lorem ipsum and Bukos now, they are not the same. So if you're to use any difference, it should be 8 pixels. Let's say you're using 8 here, you can use 16 here, or you can still use 8. So work on this alignment parts, and we are good to go, including your image. You can change your image, because one thing you need to know is not all images actually good when trying to use it for an overlay. So images are better off used as standalone than using it to design an hero page for overlay. Okay, so that's for this one. So the next. So can we see this one? The arts of creating.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so before I say something, before I talk about it, let me check what person should just unmute, and so let it not be like I'm the only one with the same issue. So Adezi, if you're on this call, please unmute and tell us what you see here. If you're a client and I'm giving you this design as what I came up with, what will be your feedback? Adezi is not on this call.
Is it my Adezi?
Yes, it's your Adezi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. The first thing I saw was the fact that this the login is not having the same measurements with the logo. I'm not really feeling the design. I don't know. The spacing between this dash, the dash on the design and the heart of creatives, the person is not consistent with the, what is it called? The pixels. But what is that thing called again? The alignment.
We shall understand. Yeah, we shall understand.
Yes, that is what I would notice.
Okay, someone's hand is up. Dapilolo. Unmute and talk, Dapilolo.
Yeah, the image, I think the image is too big. Like the margin between like the image, to the left, to the right side, is too small. There's no space there, and the logo, the login is too big as well. The login button is too big. Then the logo is too small.
Okay, thank you. This design that we have 5 people's hand up. Okay. Shakirat Omoumi.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, good
for
evening.
Me, a lot of things are calling for my attention, like the lemma, the login button, then also the readability. The contrast is not really okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. then alignment, all the other things. But most importantly, the readability.
Okay. So wisdom. So if you finish talking, just put down your hand so that I'll know the next set of people.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Last person just said what I wanted to say, that the contrast between the text and the background is not distinct. Then I doubt the person was in yesterday on Monday's class when we talked about grid and alignment, use of ruler to put our gutters and the side spacings. Then proper hierarchy. Too many things calling for attention.
I have students that are already teachers here. Okay, so big shakes.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, I'll say everybody has said the main part, which is that readability, like the wording that is under the heart of creative is not showing at all. You can hardly see. You have to train yourself to see, which will affect accessibility. So the contrast, like even the background, the color and everything is just too, everything is too inviting. You don't know exactly where to pay your attention to. So I think that's what to work on.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so you've said so many things, which they are all very correct. So that the purpose of this class is not to actually talk down on people designing, but for us to see mistakes and learn from it. And the reason why I call you people to also talk about it is so that as you can see this mistake, and I'm noting down everywhere that every person that have said something here, if I see the same mistake in your own assignments, so it's just like you should also take notes while trying to correct another person. The stops you, the things we are supposed to do and the things we are not supposed to do. Remember in our first class when we talked about UX and we talked about the checkpoints you can use to know good UX, we talked about accessibility, readability, and the rest of them. There's something I said, I told you guys that when designing, you should put everybody in mind, including the blind. So if you do this as a graphic design and you're taking it for printing, we all know that once you're taking it there, once you're printing it out, something will cut out. Is either your KREH and the art will cut out. So we need to leave some space, breathing space. Now the number one error I can see on this design is the readability. I can't read this except I come closer or except I zoom it. So if you're to do something like this, it's advisable that you use white color to design on a black background like this. Using gray color is not ideal for designs like this. Also, your contours, I can't see this. So it's better if you used white in this, it will be good. So now what we'll be talking about is your image. Your image is too big, so you should adjust it. Make use of your grid lines to ensure that you have good margin, both left and right. The color of your login, the blue for your login and the blue for your learn more, they are different shade of blue. The text family still different. I think this is medium, while this is bold or extra bold. So you have to think about it. So you need to redo this design. So when we're doing the design, we need to put all these solutions we've given, all this feedback we've given, and we do the design. The next time I want to see this design, I want to see the image smaller with some space. Now, there's something someone said about spacing. Using most times it doesn't work. Imagine designing for an Uber company that you need to put a car. Then sometimes your car would flow from this part down to this part. But if you have your right part aligned, no, people might not notice it. It's just a car you see that will flow in from here. This is not that kind of concept. So you need to reduce your image and bring it out a bit. Then work on your button. Your button is too big. the border radius is also too big. It's also too much for what you're trying to design. Okay, so that's all for this design. Let's move to the next one. So for this design, Tapilolo, you add this up again. What do you want? Unmute and say, unmute and say what you want to say. Okay. Hello, yes.
I don't think anything is that like bad. I think it's okay. I don't want to say anything. Sorry.
Okay. So Tosi. Dami.
What I feel is that this turn your idea into reality is not rightly placed, and there are no white spacing. Like there's no spacing between the turn your idea into reality, the small description, then the visitor. There should be a little bit of spacing, and it is, to me, it's as if it's on the left side more than the right side. There needs to be an alignment. To me, yes, the way I'm looking at it here.
It's not to you. That's how it is actually. It's not to you. It's not center. It's not at center. Okay, so the next person on mute. J. Smith.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
To me, I think the logo or what the person is using to represent the logo is not properly aligned with the home, about us, and visitors stuff. So, and another thing I see there is contact us and visitors is practically going to be having the same content, like giving the same information. Contact us, visitors will be giving. I'm gonna go. So, and there's something about the subtitle. It looks, I don't know, maybe you need to put it gray. I'm not too sure about that too.
Yes.
What is look, yeah, I think it should be gray. Then it should be centralized to the middle. It looks like it's going towards the left part of the screen. Then the logo too is drawing too much attention from the main purpose of the page. So yeah, that's what I think.
And I think the person reduced the transparency a lot. This is looking like something that the person used around 60, 50. So
yeah,
for images like this, yeah, you should keep it around 80 or 90 so that the picture will not be very faded as it is now.
Yes.
And now this white is looking
so that
like
the darkness can show.
Yes. Yeah, this white is not looking like something that is not FFF because of the transparency of the image. So that's another thing I noticed here. Ajayi John.
The visitors having practically.
Okay. Ajayi John. Your hand is up. So unmute. Okay, let's move on since Ajayi is not saying anything. So please, the person with this design, take that into consideration. Take note of what they've said, and when next I want to see the designer, I want to see all the corrections have been made on it. Okay, so Favor.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. I feel the home, about us, and contact us too is big. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, it's very big.
Then the logo too, is too big. Then
Oh.
what is it?
What is what?
I said the logo too
Yes, the
is
logo
a bit
is.
big. Yeah.
Well, we might not talk about the logo because some companies' logo, since it's a very long text, if you reduce it a bit, it will be very small. So I think what you would have done is to align this logo, group this, align it to the center. So it will not be very obvious that this logo is bigger than this. Okay. The next one. First thing, your button. This is the first thing I'm seeing here, the button. This border, we use shadow on this button and use border. It's not looking very well, it's not looking very fine. And the spacing between these, okay, the spacing is okay. Actually, that's just your button that I can see that's going to be this. I love this design. Design is fine. Nobody's hand is up. Who is this person? Fabo, you want to say something?
No, it was a mistake. Sorry.
Okay.
I did not drop my hand there.
So nobody is saying anything about this design. No, come
No, but
on.
I feel the visit us, the call to action on the that visit us.
Yeah,
It should
shadow
be more pronounced. Yeah. It is not like we cannot know it is a call to action button.
Yeah, but the shadow of the button is not looking very well.
Yes.
Omaumi, sorry, Omowumi.
Okay, I wanted to talk about the posting. Then this description under improve your creativity skills. I feel it should be, I think, maybe smaller than that or something.
Okay. J. Smith.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think there's something about color hierarchy. I think the main title and the subtitle is competing for hierarchy. So I felt like maybe the subtitle, maybe if it can be maybe reduce, the color should maybe gray or something like that, just so that the color hierarchy will be.
That's also something. And the spacing between these are not equal. Improve your creativity, this and this, they're not equal. And this text, it's too much for a call to.
Too much.
Yes, it's too much. When we get to the use of typography, we are going to talk about that, how to place your text and the rest. But for now, this design is fine. Who is the owner of this design? The person don't want to talk. The person will miss what I want to give to the person now. Okay, since nobody is claiming the design, let us move forward. Wow. So your spacing is not consistent. Then for your login, for your button, you would have increased the width of the button so that there should be breathing space between, there should be breathing space. This is not even up to 8. It's just like allow the button to have space. Let him breathe. Just like a human wearing a very tight clothes. You just know you can't walk very well. You might decide to wear it and be enduring, but you know that it is paining you. So that's how this button is. Give it breathing space. And you can see the way this sign up is. There's space between these places, but this one is so tight. So that's why you need to use auto layouts in designing your buttons. So when we get to that part, we'll learn it auto layout so that even if you're designing a longer space, it will still maintain your padding and margin that you give to your button. So the alignment, the spacing here, this is too, it's now, I don't know the margin you use, but the right and the left, they're not the same. So that's it. So my people, where is Dami?
I'm here.
Okay, it's time for you to talk. Assistant teacher.
No, I don't know anything. But what I just discovered was that like you said the other time, if it's left for me, I won't make this. We make brands, we design growth to it looks somehow to maybe a little bit up, go a little bit up. Then this home about us, our app, like it's just separating itself from the login. It's far away. Should be a little bit closer to that login and sign up for me. Then you talked about the login and sign, the hero section should be in alignment to the last portion of that picture. Should align with the ruler that there's supposed to be a ruler that's supposed to align with. Then even this lemon should find itself in alignment with the hand of the image beneath that hand. It should be like an alignment. For me, that's what I will feel I would do. I'm done.
Okay, so the next person should unmute and talk.
I
Hello.
Yes, I don't know what I noticed is for the login and the sign up side on it's actually the border. The border is not all that aligned. And like as the last speaker said, we make brands and we design growth too. It's just like far away from the home about and thereabouts. There are too much gap in between the label up there and the we make design whatever. The spacing there is too much. Why the one below here are a bit closer to the down part? So that's just what I noticed. Sure.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Omo, you want to say something? Your hand is still up.
Yeah, there's something I noticed. Like,
Okay.
this unique brand is designed and this the subtitle. It's not like it's like they're not aligned correctly. Like they're
Yeah,
the horizontal or what is it called? The
yeah,
vertical alignment.
horizontal, yeah, vertical alignments. Yes, I can see it. Straight.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why
That's
it's
what I'm
advisable. Yeah, that's why it's advisable that you always turn on your margin or you use your ruler. If the margin is going to be disturbing you, like if it's going to be disturbing you, if your layout grid is going to be disturbing you, sorry, you should just set it there, use your ruler to bring it to the side so that you can align everything. Everything will be like a straight line and it won't go this way. John, your hand is up.
Oh, sorry, I spoke earlier.
Okay, let me hear again. So which other person? Favor.
I feel the space on top of this unique brands, like it's just empty in a way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And also, please I have a suggestion. Since those you are calling, like most people that showing their designs here, they are not in class. Can't we that those in class, can't we just drop our links on the chat box so we can just read it so that you can
Okay, yeah, that's another good idea. So if you're in class now, just drop your link on the chat box. So that we'll do correction for those in class before we go back to the other one. Okay, I've seen favors on. So I can see, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this home, it would have been better. I've been seeing this particular mistake in other ones, but because I've talked about it in the first person's design, I cannot talk about it. So we don't know if, for instance, you have all these other tabs, it's advisable that you show us the one you're on now. Now, the way to do that is either you make this text a bolder text, or you can include a rectangle here and change the color. So it will show us that yes, we are on this tab. Because it's looking like we are visiting all at the same time, and that's not what we want to do. We want to make the user know where the person is. Then, okay, the spacing between these showcase the wall. This is 20 and this is 70. This should be closer a bit. So if you're using 20 here, this should be around 40 or 60. But using 70 is too far. So you would have just brought this one back. Then for your button space, they are not the same as you can see it here. You have 23 at the top, 22 down, 63, 65, and 64. So you should work on this. Aside that, the design is nice. I love the design. Let me try to play it to see what comes out. Okay, so this is the design. Yeah, I've talked about the spacing. So you know that person with a different opinion. No other person with a different opinion. So let's move on. Oh, she's already moving it. That's nice. So let me go to the next person. So this person actually did something I want to talk about in this class. So for doing this, let me just clap for you first. So I wanted to tell you guys that, hello, since we are working with Figma link, so instead of always, because I know that we are all using free accounts of Figma, we've not gotten to that level of getting the paid version, and you're limited to doing, I think, two, 3 designs that you need to add people as collaborators. So this space is big, this Figma space is big. So instead of using one assignment per new Figma file, why not just use the same link for several assignments? So what you just do is to rename each section. So for this part, you can just decide to draw a rectangle here, rename it creative design. When you want to do this one, you can also do the same thing, rename it wireframe. Calm down until you know that you are tired, then, or no, you're tired until you've used plenty of the board. So instead of using different link at every time, you can just decide to use one link, submit your assignment. So before you start getting paid job, we don't finish your free. So that's also something that's good. Yeah, let's go over to the design. Guess who is the biggest? Guess who the next biggest creative is? Find out. So, who is this person? Is this person in class? No comments. No, there is comment actually. You should group this part of your design. Group this part of your design together. So we know that they are together, they are similar. Then you align it, do the alignment, and then you align it. So the spacing between this and this will be equal. Let this be at the center, except you have intention of adding more tabs here, which is not ideal. Aside that, picture choice, superb. Text, superb. Concept, superb. Let me look for one thing. Okay. So you can align this and click here to find more. With this, it should be the same. It's looking like they're not on the same line. Aside that, this is good. This is lovely. This is lovely. So let me check if I have someone that wants to say anything. Nobody is saying anything, right? Okay, so nobody is saying anything. We are good to go. So I'm trying to look for the next design here. So Tony. Wow. I have people that will prepare for the next class to teach you. This design is not an intermediate design. Okay, first off, I love your design. I love your logo. the color of the 8 is already making it stand out. I love it. I can see you actually did the alignment part. This is aligned. This is properly aligned. Okay, but if I am to do this, I might as well group this together and place it at the center. That's the only thing I'll do here. Wow. Whoa, this design is fine. So, Dami, are you still in class?
Yes, I'm here.
What can you say about this design?
Well, it's okay. I like it actually.
The design is fine. J.
I
Smith.
like it.
Okay, let's hear what you have to say.
I'm not really sure if it's something much though, but I just feel like the write-up, that's the copy on the page, is just, or the screen is just looking somehow, I don't know if I should say bare, like looks empty kind of. Like I felt like there was something I read about recognize than remember in UX. So like it would require the user to remember this, but like maybe an illustration or something, a picture added to it would help someone. Like when I come here, I cannot just like say, okay, this is what these people do. I have to read through the topic, the text, the title and subtitle
Yes,
before I can get like
language.
I think maybe an illustration. Yeah. So like they say, according to what I said, there's this UX rule that says recognize a user should be able to recognize what your product is trying to say rather than remember. So I just feel like maybe an illustration, a picture or something would have sufficed. Yeah.
Okay, so while he was talking, I saw that something is not aligned.
But it's very fine. The person did a lot, sha. So the rest of
The person took time. And who is Sotoyi? I've not heard the person's voice in this class.
I'm here. My background is noisy,
lady.
that's why.
Break the bias.
My background is noisy. I have
But
kids,
no,
so,
this is fine. I actually love this, but this is another tab. This tab where you have the nav bar, you should align it to the center. So what you do is align everything together, group it, then make use of your middle alignment. So the spacing between the up and the down of this rectangle is the same. Then the reason why I would not go to where it just came from is because we've not gotten to that part talking about UX gurus and the rest of them. But it's actually very right, because if I come to this page without me reading, you imagine we create, I might not know that this is a creative website. Aside that, this design is a well done design. Oh, I've seen something at the footer. This contact us should go down here. So I think you should reduce your text space so you can use that function. No, I can't even do it because I don't have access. So you should ensure that, okay, this one is the font width is equal to the font itself. So you should do the same for this, and move it down here. So it will be equal.
Okay.
Yeah. So as well. Thank you for taking your time.
You're welcome.
Okay. Tapilolo. Your hand is up. You want to say something?
I was thinking about the opacity at the top, as in, I think it's covering the image. Like if it was a little bit like less,
Yeah, like
90 is too
yeah,
much.
80 or 70.
80 or 70, but besides that, it's good.
Okay. So Ellen is on this call. Ellen is a mentor in KodeCamp, so I wanted to say something about this design before we move further. Okay, so let's move over to the next design. Lizzie. Okay. Button alignments. Faulty. About us, contact us. Fonts too big. There's no consistency between your search bar and your button. I feel it's different. Spacing. No consistency. So from what I've seen so far in all I've reviewed, we are not consistent with what we use. So if you're using padding of 32, 16 up and down, it should be the same here. Your padding should not change. The width of your button can change, but your padding should not change. And also, this is not a full website. So I've not seen a website that has just a nav bar, one section, and this part. So we should work on this. Then this contact us, your contact us and your icons are not aligned together. Spacing between these two, this one. So spacing is faulty. This search bar and this top faulty. So you should think of creative ways to redesign this. So my fellow commenters, it's time to talk. So just quickly, I know it's that. Okay, Favor.
Okay, I feel the nav bar or something should, like, the rectangle or something is too much. Like, I don't know. I think it should move up a bit. Then the home about us too is a bit big. Then the search is also big. Then the sign up too, I think the rectangle should be a bit long, or reduce the font. If the font is reduced, if you occupy it, like, it will look like a button. Then the space between the lorem ipsum and let your imagination guide you is too much. I think it should be closer, proximity.
So if I can remember very well, I don't know if you're a past student, person with this design, a past student of KodeCamp. I know that we talked about color. We'll still talk about color at this intermediate level. But one design principle, you failed on design principle, which states that you don't use more than 2 colors for a design. So you should have your primary colors, except for your absent colors. Like there's some button, which is some error button, you know that it's red. Those ones are not part of it. But I can see different colors here. This is orange, this is white, this is blue, this is red, or yeah, this is red. This is ash. No, this is not ash. This is I don't know if it's black or blue. This is a different color, which is not black. So we have discovered like 5 colors in just one design, which is not part of your absent colors. That means if you have a button that is a success button, would still have another color on it. So you should reduce the number of colors you use for the design. So Oyeni Adedoyin, unmute.
Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so the thing I noticed about design is that first, I think there's an issue with hierarchy.
Yes.
So the size of the fonts are almost the same with some other parts of it, and also I feel that it can be a little bit more minimal, like well spaced. Like it's not well spaced from what I'm seeing. Like it's not minimal. There are too many, like the information or the text are too big. So it would have been good if the person reduced like the size a little bit and then space them well, like differentiate between different parts of the website. Because as it stands now, the size of maybe about us font and maybe the system is almost the same thing, and then it's across, but even the contact us, I think the sizes are a little bit pronounced, like too big. So I feel that we can work on like the hierarchy of information on the website. So that's my own comment. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So please, the person with this design, go back and redo the design using the following feedbacks you've gotten from your friends, from your colleagues, and myself. Okay, so let's move to the next person. Oh, okay. For this, your login button and your login text needs to be worked on. Reduce the size of your login text to standard size is around 18 to 24. This is looking like 36. So you need to reduce it. Then your color hierarchy. Let's start with hierarchy. You need to work on hierarchy. Then your image, the image you use, you did not blend it very well with your background, with the background you're using. So the image is what is dragging my attention. I'm not even thinking of what is written down there. We are a creative industry. I'm not thinking of it. So color, alignment. This design is, you need to work on it back. Like from all the feedback we've given for other designs, if you're on this call, you you should take them because they are almost the same. So work on it. This blue color you use there, it's not matching with your background. And choosing bold text for navbar, it's not ideal. So it's better you use a regular font, a regular text for all, then just one of it is, which is where you are currently, should be bold, or you reduce the opacity for all this. So let's talk, guys. There's some people that they are not saying anything. Abayomi, Ayomide, Bernard, Aminat, Jerry, Etsy, James. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I actually don't want to say much because even most of the things that I'm going to say, bosses are already talking already. So you just have to
It
listen.
doesn't matter.
Well, actually, for this, I think the color, the alignment, the text, yeah, I think those are the major things, and the choice of picture. And no, I think the person should like work first on hierarchy, alignment, and color and text. I think that will kick that process start to have a better design.
Okay.
Then also the picture is, for me, the picture, aside from the color of the text used in the picture is, I don't know if there's an overlay, but the picture is also competing for my attention.
There's no
I can't
overlay.
put it in there.
Sorry, guys, there's no. Can we all hear me?
Yes,
Yes, yes.
No. No, there's no light. I swear. Hello?
Hello, Boma.
Yeah, okay. So the person with this design should quickly work on it. So let's be fast to the next person. I should be wrapping up this in 15 minutes time. Okay. So this, for this, well, so the spacing, first off, the spacing is faulty here. The spaces between this and this is not the same. I think that's for spacing. So this person should work on spacing. I don't know if we have different opinions. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Boma.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I don't have any feedback.
Oh, okay. So no other feedback. Let's move on to the next. So for this, the design is too crowded, but I can't see this part. The picture choice is a no. Your spacing, allow your top to breathe. Allow your top to breathe. The spacing between these is okay, but it would have been better if this was there. It's just 2 lines instead of these 3 lines. Your top spacing and your down spacing is not the same. Choice of picture, you change the choice of picture or you work on it very well using transparency and the rest of them. That's all. So we've said a lot from the first set of designs we've seen to this point. So I know that you've gathered a lot of feedback that you could use to work on this design back. So when I'm seeing this design, it's a whole lot better. A whole lot better than this. So over to the next person. So this is nice. Color choice, button choice, spacing. This is nice. The picture choice too. The transparency, we can read it. Except for this. Let me view it. Okay, yes, the text is readable. So for this, I don't know why this is here, but it's not supposed to be. The about us is already saying something, so keeping this one separate is just like about us. This is another title on its own. Aside that, the design is good. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. So the next person, I don't know if any other person has something to say. If no, let's move to the next person. Abayomi.
Ayobami.
Okay. Okay, I've seen this design before. So this is the last design we'll take for today. while you use the remaining 30 minutes of the time to work on it so that we submit and we know. In our next class, we continue from there. So for this design, color choice, color, the background and the color you have is not the same. Your button, you need to work on your button with other feedbacks you've gotten from different designs. Your image choice is good. So if I am to do this, I will make this background a white, or I'll make this a white. Then I don't know, this is title. What is this? Is this subtitle or what? So your copy, something is missing here. Your spacings are good. So same thing, work on alignment is also good. So just work on your color and the rest. That's just all for this design. So any other feedback for this particular design? Is there any feedback for this design?
Yeah, it's just the color and the button, nothing. I feel the picture, the illustration is okay, like picture.
Yeah, the illustration is
Very
nice.
good, yeah. Just the button and the colors. Like for the call to action of the learn more, to be hard for this. The black is somehow. It is not, the call to action is not well set. Like, yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's it for this design. So all other ones, when I'm grading it, I'll put the feedback for it. But from what I've seen so far, we are all having issues with alignment, color choice, typography, image choice. So it's also part of what we are going to learn throughout this period. So in our next class, we'll be talking about typography, the rules of the typography, how to use it, and how not to use it. So is there any question? This is time to ask questions. Any question from the previous class? Or okay, please ask a question and you can ask.
All right. My question is, I'm sorry. IKEs always say we should not drop the the assignment to the link. I don't know, say the detection history. So where are we to submit the assignment? That's not the reason why my assignment did not come in very early. Said we shouldn't submit the assignment on the group. So where is the right channel to submit the assignment? Hello?
Okay, so the right place to submit your assignment is on Airtable. I guess if you're in the group, you would have seen the link drop where to submit it. So the reason why we are saying we should not submit assignments on that channel is because it's not just UI UX that we have there. We have other groups and other tracks there. So sending just UI UX assignment every time is stopping the group. So I would see if there are other ways we can submit it. But there's an Airtable link where you're supposed to submit your assignment. If there's a question, okay. J. Smith.
Please, I have a question.
Unmute and ask a question.
Yeah, please. The main task we have to do, because they posted on, is it that other intermediate group that the task to promote to stage 1 or something is the balsamic. Is that the main task now?
For now, yes. This other one, all the corrections are made. If I did not even make correction to your own and you go back and look at it and you see that these things I've said, you have it in your own. So you have to rework on it. And there will be a link sent for it so that you can submit the assignment there.
So we are going to submit this one too.
Yes, you submit it.
Okay.
So the feedback is for you to see your mistake and see other people's mistake and make sure you correct it on your own.
Okay. Plus, we have to, the one we are submitting now is like the old landing page, right?
Yes, the old landing page.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Favor.
Okay, I have a question, ma.
Okay, please ask.
Okay, so my question is, so we have been looking at grids and how that you can make responsive designs with some kind of grid. So I want to ask, like, when you're working on like a real life project now, and then you have just done maybe like the desktop version, how does it translate to like doing like the mobile version of the same application? Is it that you squash the website to mobile sites, or how do you now start like transferring what you have done on, like, because one of the issues I had with some of the designs is that they look very good on like desktop version, but I was looking at trying to imagine how it look like on the mobile phone, and it wasn't just adding up. So like in real jobs, like, or real design world, how do you transform like the same thing you have on a on the desktop version to like a phone or a tab? How do you do it with?
Okay, so if you're in the other class, I showed you how to use the same alignment, the same grid pattern on your mobile, on your iPad, and on your desktop. So it's all about arrangement. Now, these things that you see that are wider, when it comes to desktop, it will shrink. So for instance, if you have on desktop, you have cards for selling or displaying your pictures, and you have them for on desktop. When you come to mobile, instead of it lining up horizontally, it's going to be vertically. So instead of having four, you can have one. So it's just arrangement. It's just to pick what you have on your desktop, take it over to this part and make it smaller, or you change the arrangement pattern. So, but you just know that for the desktop, for the mobile version, it's going to be longer. So that's it. So the next question.
So madam, is that we have to like replicate, like we'll create it from scratch, so that is that what it means, like for the mobile version?
Yes, you have to create it.
Or would you adapt, or we adapt what you have done on desktop?
So what I'll do is, if I'm on designing, since I already have it on desktop, I will just highlight all and use one of the pointers to reduce it. So if I do that, what's it called? The hero section, and I have image, and I have my and I make it transparent, I just copy it, use the down part of the down buttons, one of those arrow edge. I use it to reduce it till it gets to sit very well on my mobile screen. Okay, so the next person, I guess I've answered the question. John, unmute.
Sorry, I don't know what the last speaker just answered. Can you just show us just one of the languages for this?
Okay, so I noticed that Slack has a video part of it. So what I'll do is I'll make a short video on that and send it, because we need to end this class because of another class that's coming up.
Okay, so can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, for the first person that asked the question about where we can drop the design, I think what I think was saying was because of the general intermediate, but the UI and UI UX intermediate, so I think we can drop it there for the UI UX intermediate. Then for the last design that you talked on, I think that was my own design. So saying something about using a white background or so. I didn't really get that part.
White background.
Yeah, when we were talking about the color, yeah, I think the color choice and something like that, then we were saying you prefer to use a white background or something.
Okay, on that design.
Yeah,
It's
the
because
last design.
the color is not blending in with the whole background. It's dragging for attention. There's a way that design is looking. It's not looking very appealing to the eyes. So okay, so can you hear me? Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so if I am to do some
Sorry, we can't hear you again, Uma.
Uma.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. So instead of, like I said, instead of using that color, if I am designing that particular thing, I believe in designing minimalistic designs, like very simple designs. I really work with two different colors, using two different colors to do designs. I really do that, but it's not bad if you know how to use it very well. Like I was saying, on that design, we have two different colors that are dragging attention with the background. It's not looking very balanced and the rest of them. If I'm to do that design, I would just pick a white background, use the colors, those colors, use it to design my text, then push out the illustration, place it in a way where if you look at it, it's not scanty. So while in our next class, subsequent classes, we'll be talking about rules. So this class, mostly we'll be talking about rules, what to do and what not to do. So if you want to use one or two colors, the proper way you can mix it together to ensure that it pops out, it makes your design look very fine and not very rough and the rest of them. So any other questions?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening. So
Yeah, good
I checked the Slack, what IKIS posted. So he said we should do an e-commerce using Balsamic. I thought we were just supposed to make a design, any design, just like you said in the first Balsamic class and submit, or is this like
yes,
some
yes,
apart
yes,
from the
and it just submit as soon as you worked with Balsamic and you have your design, upload it.
okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So if your hand is up, unmute and talk.
Okay, Mama.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was going to ask, I missed the first class, I think last week. And just like we have timetable for intermediate UI UX, do we also have curriculum for the class? So
Yes, we do have curriculum, but what I don't know if it's supposed to be available for you guys. But if you miss any class, the videos are online. So what you can do is go online, use Midnight Sub and watch to cover up. Then on the Slack channels, we have students, we have your colleagues that are willing to help. You can ask questions. We have mentors. So if you watch and you don't understand, you can drop your question there and we'll respond to it.
all right, man, thank you.
All right. So any other question? So for now, you're submitting just Balsamic. For the person asking how many, you're submitting just a Balsamic assignment. Then you're working on this one with all the reviews you've gotten and all the feedbacks you've gotten. You're working on it. So when you're submitting it, we don't want to see alignment issue. I don't want to see spacing issue. I don't want to see wrong use of pictures. I don't want to see wrong hierarchy. I don't want to see different things looking for my attention. I want to see a minimalistic fine design because we looked at almost 15 designs today and we Now, the main reason I allowed all of you to talk is so that, when you're saying mistake.
Sorry, please, I can't hear you again.
Can you hear me now? I think it's
Yes, sir, we
network.
can hear you.
I think
Okay,
it's a
so
network. I hear you loud and clear.
yeah. So I said you're just submitting these assignments, the biosemic own. While you rework on this one, you have time. You have today, you have tomorrow, you have next tomorrow to rework on this one. Making sure that when you're submitting, we don't get to see the same issues we've already talked about. So if there's no more question, is there another question? Dapilolo, you can talk.
Yeah, hello. I just want to let you see my design if I can, so I can continue with it. But if I can just share my screen, just see it
Okay, share your screen. Share your screen.
This one.
I just share your screen. Yeah.
What do you think about it? Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yeah. So
I thought we talked about this design.
no.
No, it looks similar, not this.
Oh, it looks similar.
Yes.
So the color you use for we are the creative industry is not blending very well with your background.
Okay.
For your alignment is in place, but you can reduce the fonts, your fonts for your nav section.
Okay.
And your opacity, I don't know how many you're using for your background. That means the picture and the rectangle you have in front of it. How many are you using?
50.
50.
Yes.
50 is too much. You should use around, increase it to 70. Let's see. Can you see the difference?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Thank you.
Okay, so does any other person have anything to say about this design?
Yes, ma'am. No breathing.
Okay. All right, go on. Shoot.
Okay, so I was saying the button that there was no breathing space in the button.
Yes, there was no breathing space.
You have removed it. You can't comment again.
Oh, he's bringing it up back.
Where?
Yeah. The button, both of the buttons, there's no space.
Breathing space. No padding and margin.
No, not that one. The call to action
button. Yes, this visitors and this learn more. So I don't know the font size you're using for your button. It's advisable you use 1824. Okay. 1824 is even big. 18 for your button text. How many are you using? 32. It's big.
32.
Yeah, it's big. Reduce it to 18.
Oh, it's auto-align.
So just double click on the text.
Where is it?
You used auto layout?
Yes.
Okay. So you have to change it from the auto layout setting. You can do it from there. Make these others. No, I did not tell you to remove the auto layout. You would have just changed the margin and padding so that it will have more space. Yeah, but change the text first to 18.
18. So.
And make it bold. Make the font bold. So how does this look? This button now cannot move freely. Can move freely anywhere. Not thinking that I will die soon. So I like it very well and we are good to go. So work on your.
All right. Thank you.
Right. So you can also make that we are creative a bold font, because it's looking like that's a medium font. A medium font. Okay. Yeah, so make it bold. So someone's hand is up. Dami.
I wanted to ask something.
Okay.
Can we actually work on a design and we probably come to your DM for probably for advice, or probably we bring it to the class, whether we do some kind of design and we actually
Yes,
want to
feel free. Bring it to class. Let's review it together. So
All
that
right.
I believe in something. If you correct one person, the tendency of every other person making that mistake is rare. So bring it to class. Just pre-inform me so that I would have access to the file. Then we can work on it together.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? We are done. I guess we are done for the day. Anyways, let me give my closing remark. Thank you for coming for today's class. Ensure that you put all you've heard, the feedback,